I am here. This is Bungoma County. I am in not very far from Chwele. When you come from Chwele, Musese, this is Kapchai constituency, not far again from Kandui. And I am in a very progressive farmers place. You can see these are palm. This project came to Bungoma some times back. This palm is a palm that make vegetable oil, and it was a project that was brought to Bungoma sometimes back, but not a lot was done as follow-up. But when I noticed, I spotted this farmer. Look at these palms. Look at the seedlings this gentleman is holding. You know, these are seedlings of the palm. This is the palm. The seeds themselves are there. You can crush them. You can do it domestically. You can do it commercially. You can do it industrially. And you can plant these seeds. Now let's approach the farmer. Let the farmer tell us something about this this project. This you can see. Excuse me, sir. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself and this plant that you are holding on. Why do you have it here? When did it come and how are you using it, sir?
Yeah, thank you. I'm Mr. Makunja Charles. This is Bungoma, Chwele, Kapchai, precisely. So this is a West African project which came around 2006. As you can see, these are palm oil trees meant for natural oil. As you can see, these are fruit. They are fruiting. Those are fruits. So what is for the farmer is just simply to extract, maybe manually or by use of electrified machine or petrol driven. When you get them through those mills, they have what we call natural oil, free of anything like cholesterol. Very natural and very organic, very good for our bodies.
Now, do you remember why the project was, why and when it was introduced in Bungoma? If you can tell us anything that you know.
Yes, I think it was way back in 2006. It came, as I said, from West Africa through the FTCs. So they were enlightening farmers to have them the 15 stems per quarter an acre. And actually, so many farmers embraced the same. In Teso, where I was, there are quite a number. In Bungoma, we had them in Mbabanga. So some farmers took the seeds. I think now they are the same size.
So how have you used it? Since you planted it, have you used it? Have the government or any authority followed it up, or might we call it a wasted project?
Somehow there are challenges, especially on processing. We have quite so many farmers who have them, but the challenge is in processing. Because, okay, we have had seminars where farmers were taught on how to manually process, but you know that one is on small scale. But those people with so many stems, they have a challenge because you cannot use a manual way to process the same. But we have now gone to request the people who, like the artisans, to just come up with a machine which can extract this way.
So you see, what we're hearing is that the potential is here. Personally, you just leave them wait until you get the proper machine, or do you domestically use them in any way?
Like now, my family, we don't purchase any oil. This is our oil, and it's very good. It is versatile. You can use it with any type of food. It can cook everything, and it's so palatable, as in so good when you use it, be it chapati or frying veggies or meat. So good.
So these are some of the projects like our, let's say, Matili or Village Polytechs. We can invest in how to process processing machines, and then we would be self-sufficient domestically in matters oil, which are cholesterol-free. So this is what we are hearing. Now, how do you plant them? I've seen some seeds growing. When you leave the seeds on the tree, they generate into seedlings.
Yes. So what happens if you don't, like these ones? They were ready, but we were not able to extract and process the oil. So what happens that with the time they regenerate into seedlings. That's on the tree. Like I don't know if we can have one around. Just give me this one. And give me one of these. Like as you can see, this one we directly extracted from a tree. So it has the seed and it has sprout into a seedling. So what happens now, this one you put it into a socket or sleeves for that case. Then when they show true leaves, you now have your holes ready. That is 9 meters by 9 meters, both sides. That is intra-row and inter-row spacing, 9 meters from one plant to another one, then from one row to another one is 9 meters. So that equals to 15, thereabout, in a quarter an acre.
Oh, this is interesting, because what I see over there, those ones are now seeds to extract.
Yes.
But if you leave them, capturing, yes, those are now the seeds that can be extracted at that higher level. But we are being told that at this lower level, because they were not extracted, they are now starting to sprout, which means this farmer can actually breed, from the bottom he can generate seedlings, and from the top he can generate oil. So for people who are interested, you can see we have gotten a seed here.
Yes.
Do you think you can, if people are interested in this, do you think you can start making nurseries, people come to buy from you if there was demand?
Definitely, as you can see, we have them. We have started the same, so that we can enlighten farmers who are interested. They can come, we give them, so that they can also have the same.
So you see, Bungoma, we have oil crops, we have sunflower, we have groundnuts, we have simsim, we have soya, and here we have a very superior oil crop, and we go on buying our crude, or rather cholesterol-full vegetable oil from the imported into the county, and yet the potential is here. This farmer is saying that if a project or a process or a policy was put in place in the county, he can actually breed these seedlings and supply them, and therefore we can start having our self-sufficiency in matters vegetable oil. Put together groundnuts, soya, simsim, sunflower, and now this, there is no reason why we cannot start cottage industries in matters vegetable oil. And we have Kenya industrial estates around. We have our polytechnics around processing. So this could be our flagship project in our own devolved technical education. We can have a Bungoma vegetable oil processing project, and we start small and grow. Mr. You said
Mr. Makunja.
Mr. Makunja.
Yes.
Apart from sustaining you, or rather providing you domestically, do people around the area also come and ask for an ounce or a bottle of oil? Do you think there is demand for it?
In fact, there's more demand than supply. Yeah, so people actually they come now, because now I want them to know, taste the same before now I can commercialize fully. They have really liked the same, and now the demand is higher than what I can supply.
What the farmer is saying is true. I tried my own experiment in Kimilili, Kibingei. I was doing sunflower. I was subcontracting farmers. I give them the seeds, they do, and then we do that vegetable oil. And indeed, the demand was a lot, but I was doing it on a project basis. I was doing a university project, and when the project ended, people really wanted that sunflower oil. And here is a farmer who is saying that yes, sometimes he gives them free for the purpose of, we shall not call it corporate social responsibility, it's personal social responsibility. He caters for the community, and he is saying people like it, but awareness is not full. I can observe a bird here. He keeps also. I think we shall talk about these guinea fowls, but for now, if someone wanted to reach you, maybe to get these seeds or even just to learn more, how can someone reach you, your contacts and probably phones and all that?
Yes, my Twitter handle is Makunja Charles. My email is charlesmakunja50@gmail. My phone number is 0721-806-551.
You can see the farmer is holding a seedling here. Yes. He has just plucked it from here. Yes. I'm going also to pick it and experiment in it. Now, Mr. Makunja, when you plant, I mean, how long does this tree take to start producing, and for how long is it perennial? Tell us something. In other words, is it economical to go into palm farming?
Exactly. So what I can say is that with the right husbandry, that's botanical practices. After planting, as I said, with the measurement of spacing of 9 meters by 9 meters, it will go into fruiting after 2.5 years. And you will have it as long as you are living, because it is everlasting, if I can use that term. Yeah, so it's a project that you'll never lose, because as you can see, our soils in Bungoma, they are very excellent for this production.
Yeah.
Very excellent.
The climatic conditions, yeah. Soils, yes.
And Macua, I don't give them, it's just plowing and that. There's nothing I add.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, as long as there is enough water.
Yes.
With the right soils,
yes,
ready to go.
Good.
Yeah.
So we are being told that, in fact, the cost of farming palm is probably the beginning, the seeds and the germination and all that. And thereafter, it is like self-sustaining. The soils are already good in Bungoma. And this can last for us, I mean, perennial, so to speak. And it doesn't need lots of fertilizers and all that. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. You can see this is the palms. These are producing the seed. So what we are being told here is that you can see these seeds are almost going to waste because, one, processing, two, awareness has not been created good enough to create the demand, and this farmer is like he is oversupplied as a person. Therefore, now what he does, he produces them and gives the neighborhood for free. And technology now, we're talking about the technology to help process on small scale. You can see this one. Look at that. Look at them. Those are the... Now, when you do this, when you crush them, there is something that remains behind. Do we call it a cake? Or when you are doing sunflower, what remains behind is cake. Yes. But there is some residue that remains behind. Is that residue also useful after you have extracted the oil?
Yes, it's very useful. Just like from the sunflower, we use them for dairy. In fact, they really help me in dairy production.
I see.
There's a lot of mutualism between this project and that one of dairy. Because I get it for free.
Now, we have had value chains here, dairy value chains and animal feed. And what this farmer is telling us that this tree, apart from producing the food, the human food value chain, the vegetable oil and all that, what remains behind, is it the cake that remains behind after you have crushed the oil, can go into animal feed. And I can also add that when you can see we have been trimming this or pruning the leaves, when they dry, they can go into charcoal briquettes. Because if you carbonize this biomass, and then you mix them in a kiln and all that, you can also produce charcoal briquettes. So here it is. There is food, there is feed, there is fuel. The 3F on this compound. You get food in matters of vegetable oil, you get feed, and you can get briquettes. So this is potential in Bungoma that is lying idle. And I'm happy. I was passing around Chwele, Sikusi, and then I was told to visit this farmer. And here it is. We can do policy. If we can do a policy on vegetable oil, here is a source. Can see it in his hands. We don't have now to go back to West Africa for the seeds. We can commission this farmer to actually start generating these seeds, and we multiply it throughout the county. So if anybody is hearing me, here is a potential. And you can see, this farmer is also growing some groundnuts. This is again a vegetable oil, an oil crop. So we come here to learn. Here's coffee here. This is a place you can come and learn. Out there you can see there are bananas. And down there, when you look at there, we have eucalyptus trees. And there is maize. I have seen there are potatoes. And when a farmer, is this the ordinary white potato, or the yellow potatoes, or from the leaves, they look a little special?
Yeah, these ones, they are the improved varieties.
Yes.
We call them the agriculture one. Locally, we call them agriculture type.
Yes.
Not the old traditional types.
What is special about these agriculture types?
These ones, they come into bearing earlier. And they can withstand long harvest. Like the old traditional ones.
And these potatoes, you may eat them as potatoes. You may also dry them and make them into flour. And you can make cakes. So again, there's a lot of opportunities on these potatoes, and they are lying idle there. I can see some holes here. I can see some holes. This very deep, and you can see some organic manure. Tell us about this.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm doing an extension of coffee production.
Yes.
I want to enlarge my coffee plantation.
Yes.
Because as I said, I want to do private processing.
Private processing.
Yeah, now that we have a miller in Musese here.
Yes.
I just want to get my own license.
Yes.
I process from mobile being, I do it at home.
Yes.
Then I supply directly to the miller without going through the societies.
Look at that. This farmer is planning to be a private miller. You know, when we take our coffee to the factories, we take it whole. When they sit pulping, or the husks, and they remain there. But this farmer is going to do privately, and when he does it, those things that are we remove from the what you call coffee husks, the coffee husks remain in his home, and those coffee husks again, they can be fuel, they can be fertilizer. So rather than take our coffee out there to the factories and again probably wait for long before we're paid, we are exporting opportunities. And this farmer has plans. He's looking ahead. He's saying, with this coffee, is now extending it. There is, you can see there is this coffee seedling here. It's coming up, very well spaced. And you tell me about this coffee. It looks like these leaves are not the normal leaves that I know for coffee.
Okay, I've gone into these short varieties.
Yes.
Like what you are seeing is a Ruiru type.
Yes.
Then the other side and the other plantation have what we call Batian.
Batian.
Yeah, and like the K7, these ones the spacing is closer.
Yes.
And they come into fruiting earlier.
Oh, I see.
And the bearing is also high.
Okay.
And the quality of coffee from it
yes.
is also very high.
You have heard from the horse's mouth, so to speak. He is looking ahead for retirement. Many of us want to retire and then start. Young as he is, but he's looking ahead. And the good thing is he's a teacher. He tells me he's a teacher. He teaches, is it biology and agriculture? Yes. So he's actually putting that, removing it from the books, the theory, and putting it on the ground. And that this is our own son from the Bungoma soil. Look at the brains that we have. Now we shall move into his homestead. I was there, just 1 acre or so, and really, it is like a resort. This is his farm, and we have not even exhausted what he wanted to show us, but we have picked up the oil crop project that can be grown here, can develop from here, and therefore the potential that Bungoma has. And this farmer is ready. Is ready to spread the awareness, to spread the knowledge, to give these seedlings he has given me to go and experiment on them. Therefore, here it is. You have his address and his phones. Interact and let's multiply this knowledge. Let's now